Hi and welcome to this class on Vishuddha, the throat chakra. So when you're ready, getting comfortable in a seated position and turning the gaze inwards, closing the eyes down, rolling the shoulders back and down, finding a comfortable position for the arms and hands. Starting to tune in to the body, relaxing through the legs and the feet and the sit bones grounded. And from there, lifting tall through the crown, nice and long with the spine. And then just bringing the awareness to the back of the neck, the nape of the neck. And this is where the seed of this chakra is. Vishuddha meaning to purify. And the element is ether or space. So it's our connection to the cosmos, the stars in the night sky. It's time and space. Starting to bring the awareness to the front of the throat as you breathe. This is the first of the upper chakras, so it's how we connect with our inner world. The first three was about the physical realms, how we show up in the world, how we interact with our physical environment. The heart bridges the lower and the upper. And here we are at the throat. Communication, speech and sound. The sense is hearing, and it's directly related to the vibrations and mantras. Our creative expression comes from here. How we birth new things into the world. Start to bring your awareness through the whole of the throat, front and back, and the sides, and deep in the center, feeling the air move in and out of this place as you breathe. And you're starting to perceive the colour blue around here, spinning vortex in a clockwise direction. The colour blue. We are balanced in this place. We have clear and concise communication, a resonant voice, and expressive feelings. We're able to sing the song of our soul, speak our boundaries, and speak pure truth. Some more time here, connecting to this place. The colour blue, the night sky. And the upper chakras, we're moving more into these subtle realms of meditation. In which we usually need quietness and time. Reminds me of that quote by Ram Dass: the quieter we are, the more we can hear. The quieter we are in the mind, the more we can hear from our soul self, the more truth we can perceive. And we'll just, before we get moving, start to activate Ujjayi breathing. Ocean breath. The mouth is closed, and you close off the throat slightly so that it constricts the airway ever so slightly, and you can hear the sound of your own voice. Like the sound of the ocean, or a baby sleeping, or as we might call it in children's yoga, Darth Vader breath. But it should not be forced, it's only relaxed so you can hear it. This is a powerful practice to connect to Vishuddha chakra. And then we'll bring the palms of the hands together, just bring the thumbs by the throat center, and we'll chant the mantra HAM, which is the seed mantra for here, HAM, 3 times. Chanting out loud, or you can chant internally. Deep breath in. HAM. 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 Started with our movements, crossing the legs the other way round, rounding through the sit bones, and we'll start to really limber through the neck. Obviously the neck and the throat is all part of this chakra, so really concentrating on this blue colour around the throat centre, our mouth, our tongue, our thyroid, the teeth, the neck, all of this is connected to the throat chakra. The thyroid is what governs the energy in the body, the processing of our energy, our metabolism. And go in the other direction and slow it right down, nice and slowly. Center. Bring the arms out, inhale, reach them up, interlace the fingers, turn the palms up, stretch out the shoulders, keep lifting through the crown of the head but the chin tucks slightly, feel into the back of the neck here, slide the shoulders down, away from the ears but press the hands up. And feel as though you're tilting the lower back ribs under and up. Breathe into the throat center. And then on an out breath, drop the chin to the chest slowly. And on the in breath, move into look up towards the fingers. And move a few times like this. The neck is the passageway between the mind and the body. The connecting passage. So it's the mind that listens to the intelligence of the body. And the throat is where we can purify negative thoughts and experiences that happen in the mind by bringing them down through the throat into the heart. Back to center with the head and exhale to float the arms down. Take a few rolls of the shoulders back and down. Inhale, shoulders to ears, squeeze, and exhale, release. Interlace the fingers again and bring the palms to press in the back of the head. So as you press the head into the hands, open through the shoulders as much as you can and lengthen the back of the neck. So you keep lifting through the crown of the head at the same time, gently pressing the head into the hands. And we'll take a lateral stretch. So just bringing one elbow towards the same hip and inhale, lifting up. Try and keep both sit bones equally pressing into the mat. And keep opening through the elbows and lifting through the crown. And as you move to the side, maybe gently just looking towards the top elbow, keeping everything engaged. Keep pressing the head towards the hands. And last one on each side. Deep breath in here and exhale, bring the hands down. We'll come onto all fours. And we'll just do some circles really fluidly. Starting to really roll through the neck and adding in the hips. So these nice fluid feminine moves with the neck and the hips. Adding in the spine. There's no rules here. Just undulate and move in whatever way feels good for your body. Making sure that the neck and the hips are moving. And keep syncing up with your breath. Ujjayi breathing, the sound of the ocean. If you find somewhere that feels extra stiff, then you might want to stop in a certain position and breathe deeply into it. And then we'll come into tortoise neck stretch. So I'm going to start in Virdrasana and then bring the crown of the head down. Bring the hands either side and just start to roll forward and back along the crown, maybe tucking the toes under if it feels right. And it's just this stretch through the back of the neck. So you can control how deep you go by how much you are rocking back and forth. Feel into it. Make sure you're not putting any pressure on the neck. So your weight is in the arms and the core. Good, and then coming up, roll the shoulders back and down a few times. And then coming into a toe stretch, tuck the toes under, sitting back on the toes. I will bring it into eagle arms. So inhale, open the arms wide, and exhale, wrap the right arm under the left, bring the palms towards each other, lift the elbows and extend them away from you. Triceps parallel to the ground. Feel the back of the shoulders open and keep lengthening through the back of the neck, lifting the crown. Breathing deeply. And exhale, release. Untuck the toes. Give it a little ankle stretch. So you can lean the weight back into the hands, lift the knees, or maybe some of you don't need to lift the knees, you're just getting the front of the ankles stretching out. Really good for the joints around the ankles. And then we'll do the eagle arms with the other way round. You can tuck the toes under again. Inhale, open. Exhale, left under right. Wrap them round. We'll bring the palms towards each other. Don't worry if they don't touch, just bring them towards and stop wherever your body does. Lift the triceps parallel to the floor and extend the elbows away from you. Back of the neck long, lifting the crown, breathe. And out breath, release it down. And release the feet. We'll come down onto our backs. And we're going to move through bridge pose, which is great for stimulating the thyroid. So root the feet, hip distance apart. Feel that the toes are all flowing forward. Palms pressing down. And we'll move up and down with the breath, peeling from the tailbone. One vertebrae at a time as you breathe in. Scoop the pelvis under and inhale to lift. Pause at the top for a few seconds, squeezing the thighs towards each other, squeeze the glutes, and then exhale, coming back down. One vertebrae at a time, scoop the pelvis under to lower. Moving again. As you come up, lifting through the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Top of the in-breath, holding there, squeeze into lift. Feel the throat stimulated. And exhale, release. So, keep going with your own breath. And a healthy thyroid, we have healthy amounts of energy. Our temperature is regulated. We're able to process, digest, and take the right amount of energy from the food. Pure. Let's do one more and hold at the top. It's up to you where you hold your arms. You can keep them over the head. Maybe you want to bring them down and press the palms, or perhaps interlacing the fingers to get a bit higher as you bring the shoulders towards each other, and then you can press into the ground to lift the hips a bit higher, squeezing the glutes, root the toes. Exhale to release slowly all the way down. Pulling the knees in. Rocking side to side, back and forward. And then we'll come to lie on the side, propping up. Doesn't matter which side. Propping up on your forearm, or perhaps even just bringing the head into the hand. And we'll just do some side leg raises. So you can bend the bottom knee if you need to steady yourself, and use the top arm to bring steadiness. And we're going to inhale, lift the leg, and exhale to lower it. Keep Ujjayi breaths. And feel the stability of the body, how the whole of the chakras are connected. We need to always be stable in our root. So these grounding practices are helping to stay connected to the physical body and our roots. The Muladhara chakra, and the sacral, and the solar plexus. This move in particular is good for all three of the lower chakras. And then we'll change sides. Flipping it over. And maybe just contemplating for a moment as you do this, your ability to speak your truth. Do you feel that you are able to do so in all situations? Perhaps you feel some blockages. Perhaps there's certain people or situations that make you feel that you can't. So what can you do to help yourself? How is your connection with your inner world, with your invisible realms? Are you able to bring that forward? Are you connected to your intuition? One more. And exhale down. We'll come into locust pose or shalabhasana, coming onto the belly. Interlace the fingers, pressing the back of the head into the palms, and lift the elbows. Take a deep breath in, and on the out breath we're going to lift, pressing the head into the hands, lifting the body, squeeze the glutes, and exhale to lower. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. Squeeze the glutes. And lifting up. Inhale, lower. Moving with your breath. Keep extending the crown away from the toes. Back of the neck long. Lifting and lowering. And perhaps you'd like to add in the legs. Lifting and squeezing up and down. No pulling on the back of the neck. Keep opening through the elbows. Lengthening that place. And then exhale. Forehead to hands, rock the hips. And feel that occiput in the back of the head, where the spine meets the skull. Feel as though there's a smile here, smiling from this place. A blue smile. And then we'll lift it up into a sphinx. Elbows under the shoulders. Arms flowing forward. Gap between the fingers. Press into the palms. And pull the elbows and wrists back towards the feet. Roll the shoulders back and down. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. And press the heart through. We want this lengthening through the back of the neck still. So check if you're lifting up or you're crunching down. Chin's parallel to the floor. And you lift the crown high. The more you pull back with the wrists and elbows, the more you can lift through the crown and get this lengthening of the cervical spine. And breathe deeply. If you want, you can squeeze the glutes to protect any pinching in the lower back. And feel this opening through the throat, the back of the neck. Long space coming here. We have tendencies to crunch backwards sometimes in our yoga, or we crunch forward. So just feel this move is bringing space and opening front and back. Take one more deep breath in, and then the out breath, bring it down. Into our first downward dog, tucking the toes under, slide the hands back, keep the elbows tucked, and lift it up. Find your version, make it soft, pedal out the feet. Move around in whatever way you need to open through the legs. And then coming to centre. On the in-breath, lift the heels, and on the out-breath, soften the knees and press the heels back. So moving like this, lifting onto the balls, and exhale, soften the knees, press back. Inhale to lift, and exhale to extend. One more. And then walking the feet to meet the hands and lifting into a half forward fold. Palms come on the shins. This time gently lift so you are kind of lengthening the front of the throat as you gently arch the spine, so we're looking just in front and really pressing that middle section of the spine down as if you would in a cow stretch. The more you press the sit bones away and extend the crown of the head. And then on an out breath, soften the knees and fold it down. Move like this a few times with the breath. Roll the shoulders back, lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Breathing in. And breathing out. One more. And out, all the way down. Rooting the feet, turn. Tail to tail under, chin to chest. And all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Come to the front of the mat. Find Tadasana. Root through the feet. And just gently rock the weight around so the balls and the heels are nice and firmly grounded and rooted. Feel the sense of lifting through the spine and the torso, a lifting of the ribs up away from the hips, and then from that a lift through the crown of the head, as if there's a cord pulling you up and lengthening through the spine and the neck. And on an in-breath, raise the arms up. On an out-breath, cactus arms, come to a back bend if it's comfortable. And exhale, squeeze the shoulders together, looking up. Inhale, lift. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen, half forward fold. And exhale, folding down with the right foot coming back. Dropping the knee. And inhale, sweep the arms up. Interlace the fingers behind the head and open up through the elbows, pressing the head into the hands, lifting the crown, back of the neck long. And as you sink down, gently arching the spine, pressing head into hands, looking up, and then lifting and exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale. And this time, inhale, lift the arms, bring it into Kali Mudra and lengthen through the neck. Lift the crown towards the fingers and gaze up slightly. Then exhale, bring it down. Breathing in for plank and holding it here. So lengthening crown away from the toes, lengthening heels away from crown. And exhale, lowering down knees, chest and chin. And inhale, cobra. Same principle as Sphinx, pulling back with the wrists, back of the neck long, hugging in with the elbows, breathing into the throat. And exhale, release down, tuck the toes, and come into child's pose. Use the hands to press the sit bones back onto the heels. And breathe there. Breathe this blue, electric blue colour around the throat. And then preparing to lift into downward dog. Let the neck be loose here. So the back of the neck nice and long. And keep pressing the chest through to the thighs. Lifting to the sky with the tip of the tail. Inhale, right, raise the right leg and exhale, step it between the hands. Drop the knee. Inhale, lift up. Interlace the other thumb on top. Yeah, and we'll do the same as before. Sinking down to arch the spine, opening with the elbows, press the head into the hands, and then exhale, lift, press into the floor and round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, sink down, open out, extend, exhale, rounding. One more. Next time you come down, lift the arms, interlace the fingers, Kali Mudra. Try and bring the other thumb on top. And lifting up, feel the opening in the throat. Exhale, hands come down. And inhale, step it forward, half forward fold. Exhaling down. about how you express your creativity. What do you need to do to release that? We're all creative beings. Coming up on the in-breath and exhaling, palms down to the heart. Creativity is not just in the conventional way of painting or drawing or making something. It can be just doing things differently. Being in your sovereignty to know what feels authentically creative for you. And maybe that's just the way you cook, or the way you do your gardening, or just the way you simply express yourself day to day. To live a creative life, we need to lose our fear of being wrong and just experiment and try things out until we find our way and our true purpose, which is also connected to this chakra. We'll inhale, we'll do the other side a little bit differently. Exhale, cactus arms, opening out, squeeze the shoulder blades together, breathe out through the mouth. And inhale, lift. Exhale, falling down. Breathe in, lengthen the spine. And breathe out, left foot coming back, high lunge this time. Stay on the ball of the back foot, root the front foot, front knee over the ankle and lift it up. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. And extend the arms, lifting the heart. You can stay here or you can come towards forward fold. I'm even wobbly myself, it's a bit challenging. And root the feet to inhale, lift up. And exhale, plant the hands, make sure they're rooted. And breathe in, plank pose, 5 to 8 breaths here. Dropping the knees on an out breath, elbows stay tucked. Exhale. Inhale, lift it up. Cobra or an upward dog if you're working with that. And exhale, downward dog. Deepen the breath there. And just bring the feet together in touching. On an in-breath, lift the heels, and on an out-breath, bend into the knees, and bring the heels towards the left of the mat. Then inhale through the centre on the balls, and exhale to the heels to the other side. And back to the centre. Inhale, lift the left leg, look between the hands, and exhale, step it through. High lunge, stay rooted before we rise on the in-breath. Exhale, sink into it. Inhale, other thumb on top, interlacing the fingers, and lift the heart, staying here, or taking the optional forward fold on the inside of the front foot. Deep breaths. Feel that back of the neck long if you've come down. And then inhale to lift. And exhale, plant the hands either side of the foot. Breathe in. Half forward fold. And breathe out, release. Soften the knees. Take a raggy doll. You might already feel how the heart is really connected to the throat. When we're opening the heart, we can have purity of speech, purity of expression, this concept of transforming anything negative from the mind through the throat and into the heart, and then it can be released with clarity and authentic expression. We'll come all the way up, press, rolling exhaling down. Breathing here. Tuning into the throat and the breath. And notice any intuitive wisdom that arises from what we have talked about and moved with so far. And then we'll bring the feet together and touching, hands on the hips, and just stepping the left foot wide. Turn both feet inwards so that the toes are flowing forward and that the sides of the feet are in line with the sides of the mat. We'll take a forward fold here. So with the hands on the hips, inhale, lift the crown, and exhale. Press the sit bones back as you come down. Arms come down and walking them back so that they're in line with the feet. Gently, if your hands don't come flat, you can stay up on the fingertips, or you can take a block or something to press the hands on. Don't be scared about using props to help bring the floor closer. Eventually we're starting to lengthen the back of the neck so that the crown comes to touch the mat. So walking the hands inwards, bring the inner elbows towards each other. Deep breaths. Keep lengthening the back of the neck. And then walk the hands forward so that the spine's parallel to the ground, and lengthen the crown away from the sit bones, feeling the expansion through the neck in all directions. Linking up to this element of ether, space. And then we'll turn the heels inwards, bend the knees and lift it up. Sorry about my hair everywhere. So we're going to come down into goddess pose and we'll add in lion's breath. So turn the heels in as much as you can. That's comfortable for you, no twisting in the knees. And we're going to sink down and press the inner knees open as much as you can. So you might want to just adjust the feet so you feel like you're getting a nice level there. Inner knees really opening so we're not collapsing in, pressing out, firing all the legs up. And as we come down, so we're going to start with the arms up. As we come down, we're going to come into cactus arms and take a lion's breath like this. So lion's breath is really great for stimulating the throat, sticking the tongue right out and breathing as if you're letting go of anything that's blocking you here, anything that's holding you back from expressing and speaking your truth. Breathing in and breathe out. Inhale, lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you release. And last one. Nice, and exhale, bring the hands down. Turn to face the front of the mat and plant the hands, stepping it back into downward dog. Walk out the dog if you need to, or just take it into stillness. Feel free to take a child's pose if you need. And we'll come into pigeon neck, so we'll inhale, reach the right leg up, and on the out breath, bring that knee onto the inside wrist of the right hand, extending the left leg back. So if you want to go deeper into this stretch, start to bring that front shin in parallel to the front of the mat. If it's a bit much, just keep it coming back, but you don't want to collapse on one side of the hips. Hips are level. Again, feel free to prop up one sit bone if it's collapsing down. We'll take an upright pigeon, roll the shoulders back, come on the fingertips, and puffing out the chest. Again, lifting through the crown, back of the neck long. The more you root into the fingertips, the more you can lift up through the crown and lengthen the whole spine. And deepen the breath. Wherever you feel like you've created space in the body, now breathe into it. Most of the universe is made up of ether, of space, which is hard for our minds to grasp. The more we connect to the throat, the more we will start to experience rather than understand with the mind. And then on the out breath, we'll bring both hands forward and start to come down. So you might stop on the forearms, or you might be able to come all the way down. Make sure there's no twinging in the knee. You can flex that front ankle to protect the knee. And breathing deeply there. Tuning into your deep intuitive wisdom. Purification qualities of the throat that can transmute any heavy negative experiences into positive ones when we start to perceive our world through the heart. And this, we see everything as a lesson, and everything benefits us in some way. Come up, pressing into the palms to lift. You can hold again up here with the hands planted as they would be in down dog, or you can bend the back knee, point the toes and start to bring that heel towards you. An option is to move towards mermaid. Right hand comes in the centre of the mat. Inhale, left arm reaches towards that foot. Staying here, or maybe bringing the foot into the crease of the elbow and reaching up to interlace the fingers, looking over mermaid. Remember not to push your body, but this can take years before we do these positions. And on the out breath, release it down. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and lift into downward dog, releasing it out as you paddle. And we'll go the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg, and exhale, bring the knee the inside of the left wrist. Make sure that back leg is extending directly out of the hip. Bring the fingertips out wide, roll the shoulders back and down, pressing the fingertips into the ground and lifting the crown. Pelvis is neutral. Flex the front ankle if you feel you need to protect the knee. And breathe into the space. And on an out breath, bring the hands forward and start to release down. Again, tuning into your intuitive wisdom, your creative guidance. How do you express creativity? How would you like to? Coming up, either stay upright with the hands, palms rooted, or start to bend the back knee in. You can stay here, or you can bring the left hand in the centre of the mat and reach all the way round to take the foot. Stay there, or bringing it into the crease of the elbow and reaching open to mermaid. This is a very strong pose, so make sure you watch out and keep checking in with your body. Out breath, release it out. Planting the hands and lifting again. Downward dog. Walk the feet to the hands and the hands to the feet. And soften the knees, curl all the way up to the top. And we'll do our last standing pose, Natarajasana, dancing pose, Lord of the Dance pose. So what we've just done with our hips in pigeon is a good prep for this. So we're going to start by rooting your left foot and softening the knee. Take the left hand in Jnana Mudra, so the index finger and thumb together, and turn the palm facing you. Gaze is just beyond onto something, one point that isn't moving. And then when you're ready, bend that back foot and take the inside of the foot, the arch of the foot. Maybe this is enough for you, or maybe you want to deepen the pose. So the more you press the foot into the hand, the more you can deepen into a back bend and start to lift, keeping the chest lifted. Soften the jaw. And inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. So Lord Nataraj is a form of Shiva, the dancing Shiva, and he lives in the cosmos and does his dance. And this dance is the dance of destruction. And in destruction and death comes new life. So this is what Shiva is all about. It's the part of death that is the teaching in our existence. So we'll soften the right knee and come to the other side. Take the arch of the foot, Jnana Mudra, palm turned towards you. Only when you feel steady, you've got your drishti, your eyes focused, your breath is steady. Press the foot into the hand and use that to arch and leave yourself into the kind of a back bend, a balance, and a stretching of the front of the hip and the thigh. Don't worry if you wobble and stumble, it's all part of it. And exhale, release. Shake it out if you want to. And we'll come down, Vishuddha or camel pose. So starting here, tuck the toes under, keeping the hips over the knees, and bring the hands behind the back. The fingers can go forward or they can go down, whatever feels right for your body. Roll the shoulders back, bring the elbows towards each other, and as you keep the hips over the knees, just start to arch the heart upwards and press the elbows towards each other, opening the front of the throat to the sky, to the cosmos. Squeeze the glutes to protect the lower back if you want to. And then press the hips forward and lift. And just sit back a moment in Vishuddha. Let the breath settle. So we'll go up again into Ustrasana. You can take that first position, or if you feel open in your back bends, then feel free to come into a deeper pose. But remember to stay mindful and not to try anything that doesn't feel right for you. Especially if you're practicing at home and there isn't a teacher to guide you. You need to really be tuned into your own teacher and not to push, knowing that it's over time and space that these things happen. And sometimes a yogi might be practicing asana for many years and still can't do this because of the way they are anatomy, I can't get the word out, anatomically made, that's the one. So, hands in your position, roll the shoulders back. I say tuck the toes. This is optional. If you've got a deep back bend, you can have them untucked, but it brings the heels closer and just helps out a bit. Keep the hips over the knees and start to lean back. Open the heart to the sky. Perhaps you can reach one hand to the heel and then the other. Or perhaps you can reach both back and really lift the heart. Try not to drop the head back. No pinching in the back of the neck. Throats open to the sky. Squeeze the glutes. Press the hips forward. Heart shine into the sky. And then press hips forward, then head. And coming down for Vishuddha. Take a few breaths there before we completely decompress from the back bend. And then taking a child's pose, you can have the knees together or bring them apart. Arms can come back or forward. The main thing is that we're rounding out the back, counterposing that camel. And then pressing into the palms to lift up. And we'll sweep the legs forward. Coming into Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet are together. Taking the shins or the ankles. I don't know my words today, sorry. Roll the shoulders back, lift the crown, get that length through the neck, lifting from the heart up towards the throat, and feel as though the heart and throat are leading you into the pose as you lean forward. And then maybe releasing the hands, coming down, keeping that length through the spine. And working with the breath, each in-breath lengthening, lifting the crown, lengthening the back of the neck, and each out-breath deepening that fold as you reach the heart forward. Ujjayi breathing, this blue energy around the throat. And then we'll come out, exhale, press into the hands and lift it up. And release the legs forward, shaking it out. So we'll do a little, we'll come down actually. And we'll hug the knees in, rocking side to side. So shoulder stands are amazing for this chakra, obviously because of the compression around the throat and the thyroid. But I know that it can be challenging for some people if you, on your moon cycle, sometimes it doesn't feel very nice. Or if you have high blood pressure or any eye problems, it's not good to do it, but you can always take a simple version of the inversions. The simple version is maybe sliding the hands underneath the buttocks and palms down, lifting the legs. You can also swing and do this against a wall and just allow the blood flow to come up and the energy towards the upper chakras. Otherwise, if you're coming into Halasana, you don't want to move your neck side to side, so keep the neck neutral, looking upwards, and just allow the hips to come up. The more you bring the elbows towards each other, the more you can extend and lift. So we're stacking the ankles over the hips, over the shoulders. And feel as though any energy that's heavier from the lower chakras is coming to the higher ones to connect and purify, and to come out lowering the feet over the head. Perhaps coming into Halasana plow. And bend the knees to come out slowly, lowering down. Or if you've got time, feel free to take a few moments longer in either or of those positions, with the feet wide, just gently swaying the knees side to side. And we finish with fish pose today. So slide the hands under the body, palms facing down, forearms rooted, extend the legs. Press into the forearms and hands and lift yourself up, as though you want to sit up, but then drop the head back. Crown touches the ground, but the weight is in the arms. And feel that when we open the heart, we also open the throat. And then coming Lift again. Tuck the chin to the chest and gently coming down, releasing the hands out. Take one last Apanasana, holding the knees in, rocking or circling around. Perhaps a full body stretch, hooking the thumbs and reaching the palms over the head, pointing toes from fingertips. Or any last stretches. And then you're ready, making your way into Shavasana, relaxation, corpse pose. So it's really important to just allow the body to completely let go and rest here. Make sure you're comfortable and warm enough. So release through the muscles of the body. And just start to make your out breath twice as long as your in breath. Focusing on letting go and relaxing through the whole body. And it's through this open communication of the throat that we expand, unite and express. We must allow silence so that we can commune with our own spirit in order to listen and express our deepest and authentic selves. And sometimes it's easy to feed into that story that we don't have time to give ourselves silence. But there's always a way of finding 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day to be in silence and to tune in to this soul presence, this place of pure wisdom. Perhaps as you stay relaxed with these long out breaths, only if it feels right. Maybe you want to chant internally, hum each time you exhale. And stay in there if you want to. Otherwise, we start to take the in-breath nice and long and focusing on bringing a lightness back to the body, a sense of rejuvenation, freshly energized with each in-breath. body, start to bring movement back, your fingers and toes, and the neck. And just stopping to lie on your right side as we transition back to an upright position. I speak freely and with confidence. It is now safe for me to express my feelings and to create the life I desire. Everything I do is an expression of love and my authentic self. When you're ready, come back to sit upright. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Taking the thumbs to close off the flaps of the ears, and then so this is called Shanmukhi Mudra, and it represents Pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses. So when we start to go deeper into our practices, we are withdrawing the senses from the outside world, and the more we tune into the inside world, the more we're connecting to our divine selves. This is a little breathing practice to finish with to help with that. We're going to close off the flaps of the ears with the thumbs, and with the index fingers just placing them on the eyelids as they close, middle finger on the sides of the nose, ring finger above the upper lip, and little fingers rest wherever they come to. Take a deep breath in, and on the out breath, apply Brahmari breath. The mouth is closed and you're making a humming sound. Do that twice more, breathing in deeply. Don't press onto the eyes, but press the flaps of the ears closed. And release the hands down. Bring one hand on top of the heart and the other on top of that, bowing the head down. And then to come out, rubbing the hands, revive the eyes, and bring yourself back. Namaste, and thank you for practicing with me today.